Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 7, Episode 5, Dangerous Liaisons. So I'm going to do this differently because this is like my least viewed video. And I have a feeling that maybe it's because of the format that I'm doing. So I'm going to change it up, and I'm going to keep it changed. We started off with Tommy. She goes and sees Tiara. Yes, Scrap's Tiara. And the main reason is because Scrap is getting out. Scrap is getting out. She's meddling with the thought of going and getting back with him. So she just wants to make sure that Tommy is done and over being with him. And it actually felt like a grown conversation. Tommy didn't even look mad because remember, they had a fight. They had a fight, drinks were thrown, fists were thrown, hair was pulled. It wasn't a good time. It wasn't a good time, but I think they understand that. Why are we fighting each other? That makes no sense. We have way too much going on in our own respective lives to be fighting each other over some dude. And they were even in a setting that I said, no, they're not going to fight in that setting. That actually looked like a real place. That didn't look like a propped up place. But then again, you always have to be careful because Tommy is a Spitfire. Then we get to Rashida. She has a buff trainer. I said, there's nothing special about that, but okay. In comes Carly pretending to do some type of weight, which I said, now Carly and this blonde. Carly looks good. I think I'm just kind of over the colors thing. Or at least the extremes of the colors. I'm not over the colors. I'm just over the extremes. Like, we don't need to go all the way to extreme. Anyway. Rashida knows that she can only tell Carly a little bit of her situation, because if she does too much, then the streets will know. She's not trying to... She doesn't want the block to be hot. So she tells Carly that, hey, the baby is Kirk's, because she didn't know that. She hasn't been talking to Jock. That's the thing. Carly has been out of the loop since she hasn't been with Jock. You notice that? And so while they're talking about that, Carly's figuring, well, the great way to get over someone is to get under someone new. And we know that's not going to happen. We already know that's not going to happen. So then we see a nervous Jessica Dime. She's there with Dr. Jackie. And I said, look at this cross... what do you call it? This cross promotion, this cross genre network, because they're not owned by the same networks. That's the funny part. So I'm thinking, how does Dr. Jackie's contract work over there at Bravo, NBC? Wait, is NBC trying to buy Viacom, or is that CBS? That's CBS. Never mind. But Jessica, she isn't on good terms with her mother ever since she's, I guess, told her truth about how she felt about her mom and putting her away in juvie. And I definitely think it was to help her, but I'm sure some of the stuff that happened there probably caused Jessica Dime to feel like, you know what, you could have found another way. But who knows? Anyway, her dude is away trying to secure a contract, so she understands that. And her only friend Carly, that she hasn't even really told, well, that she hasn't told at all, that she's pregnant. So she's doing it in alone. The baby's heartbeat sounds strong, consistent. I heard that, so I said, oh, wow, shout out to her. All good and hood. Which means that we'll discuss that a little bit later. In comes Tommy again. Tommy this time is going to see Jock. And I said, I'm so glad Jock is done with the straightened hair. I think he was only doing that because of a TV show that he was a part of, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't Scared Famous. There was like this social media show that I think he was supposed to be a part of. I don't know if it's Charlemagne's show or whatever. But, you know, Tommy actually seems happy. She seems like she's in a good place. She likes the people that she's around. You can tell. Tommy's definitely built off of like energy. So if she feels like your energy is slightly off, she's ready to go or ready to scrap. If you're cool, then she's going to be super cool. Because Tommy was talking about her family and all the drama. She was there with Tammy. Tammy, as we know, she's married now, pursuing her music. So shout out to her. She's not really on the show anymore. And Tommy doesn't want any drama. Tommy doesn't want any drama. She just wants to be happy. But what was it? I forgot what was important about that scene because I feel like all of this has to do with her family. So I said, okay, great, cool, whatever. In comes Stevie J and his clan. His clan is there at the club because, and when Mimi comes, and apparently, don't be surprised if Mimi and Ty walk down the aisle. But we have bigger news. We have bigger fish to fry. And the bigger news is that Stevie J may be going to jail for a couple of months. And they're shocked because he kind of said, so I'm going to New York tomorrow and meet with my lawyer, and you may not see me for a couple of months. Everyone looked at him like, is this real? Everyone had that look of, don't play with us today. Don't play with us today. But he wasn't. He wasn't, and he's not. Because of the 1 point whatever child support that he owed from when he was rich and wasn't paying it, because I guess he felt like even though it was court appointed, if I'm going to contribute to my child or children's life, then there shouldn't be a problem. The problem is if the court says, yeah, that's well and good, but as long as you don't stay in the same household, you have to pay something extra too, and you're the breadwinner, then that's what it has to be, unless the baby mama agrees, and clearly she wouldn't. So of course everyone's upset. His daughter's really upset, and he has a conversation with Mimi. Why? Because Mimi is trying to figure out how she's going to tell Eva this. Tell her going away to camp. And that's usually the go-to thing. It's like, oh, I'm going away to camp, or I'm going away to work out of state, and you can come to visit me every once in a while. Those are stories you can craft for kids when they're younger. And even if they don't fully believe it, they'll accept it because that's their parent and they love them. But that's going to be hard for a little girl. Oh, I'm going away to camp. I'm going on vacation. Without me? I don't know how Mimi's going to pull that. Well, we know she's going to do it, but still. And then Stevie comes in with the bull because it's like, by the way, I need you to handle my artist affairs. Mimi's looking at this like, and I knew there was something else. See, this is how it is with this man. Okay, what else? Estelita. Oh, I actually like Estelita. And Just Brittany and Erica Me. And I said, well, Erica hasn't signed anything. And Just Brittany, you just said, hasn't signed anything either. And she comes in with Keely. I said, oh, great. Mimi's thinking, what? Stevie J wants to do a showcase, and Just Brittany wants to be the headliner. And Stevie J said, you can be the headliner as soon as you sign the contract. Just Brittany's thinking, I'm already signed to MMG, and they're already getting like a percentage of everything. Why not go and sign to you and do nothing? I'm not Jocelyn. I'm not Estelita. I'm not. Come on now. I actually read my contracts, and I have options. I feel like she was on the borderline of saying that. And it's also that thing of, why would I want to go and sign with someone who's going to be going away to jail? Their business isn't in order if that's the case. And I said, yeah, that is true. I said, you know what, Just Brittany, I believe you actually do want to be an artist. I really do. And I believe that you are putting in the work. That's why I said, don't come back next season. Don't come back next season unless you're going to fully focus on the music, because it's very easy to get swept up in this reality TV stuff. I'm not going to act like, oh, I'm just rooting for you, because the energy that you dispense, I believe that you want to work, so I respect that. But I'm not going to go and say, oh my gosh, it's like instantly like when I saw, Mariah Lynn or Cardi B, that I was like, okay, I'm supporting them. No. And now Mimi has to put in, like I said, this showcase, and Stevie J, he wants her to pull this all together, and she's looking at this like, ain't this bad? But Keely's gonna go and help. Mimi's still over it. Jessica Dime, she still has to set up her wedding, so she invited Carly to do so, and Carly, was talking to her about how, it'd be cool if your mom was here. It's like, well, still not on good terms with your mom. And then in comes Sean, because she was saying, Sean had to work and all of that. And Sean let slip that, oh, so it was great to hear that the heartbeat was good. And Carly's like, heartbeat? Carly's had a child of her own. So something like that's not going to go past her. That's what she finds out. Jessica Dime's pregnant. She's super excited, but she feels bad that Jessica Dime has a mom in good health and they haven't reconciled. And she's having her first child. This is really important. But we know they're going to get it together. So I'm looking at this whole thing like, okay, all right. Tommy, she was in her house. She was working on the music. I said, that house is big. And then it made me wonder again, work-wise, aside from this show, what does Tommy do? I know she's a boss. I know she's a hustler. But what does she do? That's always my question when I see people with nice things and they're in the public eye. If you're not in the public eye and you have nice things, I don't care. Why would I? But her brothers are there, and she has no issues with them. She just has issues with her mother and her sister. And the brothers agree that, like everyone else, you don't do that ambushing. Oh, I wanted you to do something. You said you didn't want to do it. So I agree that we'll go and take this one step at a time. But in reality, I'm going to go and throw it all in your face, and you're just going to have to go for it. No. But they'll get it together. And then Rashida, at Prest, she gets greeted by Daniel. No, Donnell. And Rashida had that look up. What the? Who are you? I said, Rashida, get it together. Kelsey was over. At first, she was smiling. And then she was over it when she realized, oh, wait a minute. This dude was trying to go and put the moves on Rashida? Mama Shirley was looking at this like, Rashida, you had to go and get you some. There's nothing wrong with testing the waters. That's what? Mama Shirley, we don't want to hear that from you. No. Rashida had them go and, fix the cameras, change some light bulbs, because she complained to Carly about Kirk not being around to do stuff like that. And then once he eventually left, Kelsey was just putting out there that she really wants her to work out stuff with her father, or at least try to. And I said, that's fair, because I know you love Rashida, but let's be clear, what Rashida said was correct. She's not the one that has to put in the work and the effort. He does. So if he's not willing to get it together and put the focus back on her and on family, then there's something that she can do or will do or should do. And I said, that's more than fair enough. That's more than fair enough. Tommy's in the studio, and I said, good. You talked about doing music, and now, because she already has 2 singles apparently. I haven't heard any of the songs yet, but whatever. It's really sad that the whole stuff with KK, that didn't work out, because you could tell that they have love for each other. That's messed up. Anyway. Spice is in the studio. Hey! Anyway, I would go and reenact what Spice did, because thankfully I actually can inaccurately. But my voice isn't built for that tonight. I still am a little congested, so it would definitely sound like, what is this American doing, not even knowing that this American is Jamaican American? Anyway, Spice and Tommy have a real conversation. I said, wow, this came out of nowhere. Spice talked about how she's one of, and I said, I already knew that. But she's one of many, and her father died when she was young, and she always had some resentment towards her oldest brother, because she felt like he was supposed to, be the leader, not be the dad, but really take charge and, I guess, help raise everyone else. And Tommy felt like, she was like, I understand I do understand, but Tommy's like, I am the oldest, I am the one in charge of things financially, and you don't really understand how hard it is to have that pressure to be put on you, and then not to have that relationship with your parents or that background. And then she started crying. I said, wow, Tommy does not cry like that. And then she talked about how, and she's like, she's not an alcoholic, but she does drink to get through, stress and handle all that. And I said, well, a lot of people do. The issue is if you do it in excess and you pretty much just rely on it to function. To me, that's when it becomes alcoholic. Or you become destructive, like destructive. We don't know Tommy before this show, so I don't know if she was like this before. I don't. What I do know is it's not healthy, and the fact that Spice is starting to cry, I said, wait, we don't need all this. Let's move on. But I was really happy they had a moment. Mimi is trying to bring everyone together, so first Erica comes, and she says, I invited Estelita. She said, oh, that's good, we made up. Perfect! Mimi's thinking this might actually go well. And Mimi starts saying how, obviously because Stevie potentially could be going to jail for a moment, I'm taking over. They're both like, oh, okay, we're perfectly fine with that. Maybe things will actually go. This may work out better for us. Perfect. Until they find out that just Brittany and her manager or her friend's going to be coming along as well. And that's when things took a turn. The crazy thing is once they got there, the managers were talking, saying we're doing this showcase and we just want to clear the air. And Erica was talking about how, look, I know we had some conflict previously, and I just want us to, be real about that. And the whole thing is, Brittany was upset because she's like, I wasn't rude to you guys. I wasn't just respectful to you guys. You came in and you were rude to me. And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. And then things just took a turn from there because Erica didn't want to hear that. Estelita was talking, saying how she's the first lady of Danger Zone. So look, I just want to move forward. If you want to be the opening act. And I said, Estelita, we haven't heard a song from you. How? At least we've heard something from just Brittany. And she signed to MMG. Just Brittany said, no, I am the main act. I said, no. Look, I watch Beyonce in concert, so I don't want to see any of you because I feel like it'll just be a joke. Anyway. That's not even the worst of it. The worst of it is Erica, of all people, gets more upset than Estelita. Because at one point, Estelita was called a name. So then Estelita called just Brittany, Shanae. And then Erica was getting upset. And I was like, wait a minute, who are you talking to? Who are you talking about? Fighting someone else's battle, getting froggy. Everyone looking at her like, it's not that serious. And then the security had to come in because she got up. And we're all looking at her like, why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? Calm down. And then she started fighting security because she was like, wait a minute, don't touch me. And I don't know if it was the head of security or if it was actually one of the producers. But they're like, no, you're not doing this. I said, uh-oh. She's like, if it weren't for me, none of you would be here. And I said, look, we understand how important the New York franchise was, but let's not get it twisted. Atlanta took over quickly, and it took over with a vengeance. You left New York because you were with Bow Wow, and then you came back because you realized that your other opportunities weren't as financially fruitful as being on the show was. That's what it was. Please like, comment, subscribe, come back next week. I didn't expect this to be this